Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be addressing a lot of the burning questions that I have about how I stay on track with my fitness goals throughout the holiday season. I know a lot of people struggle with this time of year, and so I wanted to put this video out and hopefully it will help you guys feel less stressed, feel less anxious, and that you guys can truly enjoy the season because, you know, that's what it's all about. So if your goal is to stay on track with your fitness goals or to at least maintain your fitness goals, this video is definitely for you. I'm going to be sharing my top 5 tips for staying on track throughout the holiday season. First things first, I want to say thank you for all the support on this channel. I'm coming up on the 2-year anniversary of Kristie versus Kitchen. We are almost at 20,000 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed yet, it would mean so much to me. Count it as an early birthday gift. My birthday is next week. I would absolutely love to have you subscribe to this channel. Your support means so much to me. I love you guys so much. So before I dive into my top 5 tips, I just wanted to give you guys like a quick body update. So I am 3.5 weeks post-show. I'm feeling so good. My body is still between 130, 132 pounds. I am thrilled that I am maintaining this body composition. I feel really good. My cardio is tapering down. I am currently doing 5 cardio sessions a week at 25 minutes, just a nice incline walk, and I am working out 5 days a week. I am working on taking more rest during this off season, so I'm trying to really focus on taking 2 rest days a week, and my carbs are increasing, so having the extra fuel has been like super nice, and so I'm feeling really good about where my body's at. I feel really strong, really energetic, and yeah, overall, like, it's been a really great start to the off season. One thing I did just want to share is how incredible our bodies are. Last week for Thanksgiving, I decided to run a half marathon with Eric. I did it in just 2 hours, and I was, you know, from not running at all to being able to do that, like, I was really impressed with my body. And so I wanted to just share that with you because you are so much stronger and so much more capable than you realize. And even when you set scary goals and you're just like, I don't know if I can do this, just try, just go for it. More oftentimes than not, you're really gonna surprise yourself. So that's kind of the update with me. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I know that the holiday season can be really stressful, especially with food. There's so much anxiety around food, and so I really am hoping that this video will help you feel more confident with your choices and, you know, staying on track with your fitness goals. November and December is really interesting for me because not only do we have the holidays, but I have a lot of family and friends who have birthdays in November and December, so it's like double the events. And, you know, like I said, my birthday is also in December. It is next week, December 8th. And so for me, with the holidays and food and wanting to stay on track, it is incredibly important that I have a strategic game plan, especially for these like next 4 weeks. The first tip that I have for you is keep your routine and schedule as much the same as possible. Still work out, still eat the foods that you're used to, and, you know, stay on track, track your food. If you are checking in with yourself every week, make sure to not slack on keeping yourself accountable as far as weighing yourself. And you know, one thing too, I know it's cold, we wear a lot of sweats, but put your spandex on, put your jeans on every once in a while, so that'll also hold you accountable. Yeah, keep your schedule as much the same as possible. I'm still going to the gym, I'm still doing cardio, I'm still eating the foods that I typically do, and I have no stress and anxiety staying on track with my fitness goals throughout the holiday season because my mindset is already like, okay, we are, you know, staying on track. Like, I'm not going to derail myself in between the holiday days or events that I have coming up. The second tip that I have that I don't typically share too often has more specifically to do with going out to eat when you have events, whether it's office parties or family gatherings, and there's a lot of food there, which, you know, most gatherings always do. The most important thing to remember is that these events are thrown together to be with each other. It's to catch up with your friends and your family. And of course, with these gatherings, there's always food. It's a huge part of our culture. And what I do if I have a lot of events where there's always going to be food, I prioritize the events. So if I have a family gathering and we're going out to a restaurant, and it's not a restaurant that I'm like super amped about, I'm most likely gonna get what I would typically order the rest of the year. And then if I have a friend's birthday party and we're doing like really fun foods, then yeah, I'm gonna participate more in the food for that than versus like going out to a restaurant. So what I would do if you have like a lot of events, prioritize the ones that you're like, okay, I'm gonna stay on track at this event, and then I'm gonna enjoy at this event. And so all about making compromises, and so that's my second tip as far as that goes. The third tip that goes along with it is that, let's say you go in with the best intentions to staying on track, but you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so good, and you do tend to eat more than you plan to. So what I want to do is tell you one of the tricks that I have that I take with me. I always have it in my purse that really helps me stop and think like, okay, are you full or do you need to keep eating? And this is what it is. I keep a travel size bottle of Listerine or Listerine strips in my purse at all times, even throughout the year. So when I go out to eat and I have, whatever portion I plan on having, I'll either, if I have a Listerine strip, I'll pop one in my mouth, or I'll excuse myself to go to the bathroom and I'll rinse my mouth out with Listerine. That reminds me, hey, you're full, like you're good. It like brings me back to reality, like out of the food coma, and is like, oh hey, yeah, I remember my goals. Okay, I'm good. Like that was good. And so that is like one of the biggest tips that I have for you, is bringing a little Listerine bottle or Listerine strips. The next tip that I have for you has to do more with exercise and activity. So if you are staying home for the holidays, like there's no reason for you to not still go to the gym and stick to your routine. Like there's no reason not to. So continue to make that a top priority. Even if you have to cut your workout in half, or you can only do cardio or whatever it is, make sure you always keep that as a priority. But let's say you're at, a family's house where, if the roads are really bad and you do not have access to a car or access to a gym and you still want to work out, I recommend taking your exercise outside, whether you're going for a walk and focusing on step counts. So if you are staying really, really active, yes, that 100% counts as a workout. Or the next thing that you can do, and I'm gonna shamelessly plug this, I have a couple programs that are no equipment needed. I'm gonna link those down below, but Abs Accelerator is my most popular one that I recommend if you want to take a workout with you that's quick, efficient, and has no equipment. So overall, make sure you still keep exercise a priority, not a punishment. Emphasize on that. Exercise should never be a punishment. Year-round, especially throughout the holidays, always think of it as priority, not punishment. Now I've got some rapid fire tips that I want to just go through really quickly. Let's talk about like on the actual holidays or the events that you are choosing to participate with the food, okay? So what I would recommend doing is, let's say it's an event outside of the actual holiday day itself. I would 100% track your food, keep your meals as normal as possible, and then have an intuitive eating meal, an untracked meal. And you need to rely on your hunger cues with this. And so my recommendation is make sure you drink a full glass of water before you start eating. And then after your first serving of like whatever your food is, have another full glass of water, and then assess if you're actually hungry or if you're actually satisfied. One of the biggest intuitive eating tips is that always eat when you're hungry and stop when you are no longer hungry. As soon as you feel full or very uncomfortably full, then you have overeaten, and that is okay. Like you can always just get back on track the next day. But if you are not wanting to get to that point, eat when you're hungry, stop when you are no longer hungry, and drinking that water before and after the meal, and then also using that Listerine tip is really, really gonna help you recognize if you're still hungry or if you're just mentally hungry and you just wanna eat like a gremlin, right? If there are a lot of food items that you wanna try, get 2 bites of every single one that you want to try, and then the one that you absolutely loved, go back and get a full serving of that. That way you can quench your entire, curiosity of all the foods without, blowing your calorie macro bank on desserts that you don't really, or food items that you don't like absolutely love. So I recommend, trying a little bit of all of them and then going back for a full serving of the one that you absolutely love. And this goes along with what I call the 3-bite rule. And so if there are things that you are absolutely wanting to try, but you don't want to commit to a full serving of it, get enough for at least 3 bites. The first bite is the curiosity, the second one is to taste it, and then the third bite is to truly enjoy it. And then the next thing I want to say, if you do end up overindulging, like, I promise you it's gonna be okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just get back on track the next day. And that's like literally it. You don't need to detox, you don't need to fast, you don't need to do any of those things. Like, literally just get back on track the next day. Stay on track until the next event, and like that's literally it. The other thing that I feel like is really important for me to talk about, again, with coming back to when you want to stay on track, you need to stay on track in between your events, your holiday events. One thing I do want to share is that, again, where it comes to like making things priority, like what's absolutely worth it and what's something that you need to flex more discipline with, comes down to things that are not going to be readily like accessible. So you can go to the store and buy pie any day of the week, any time of the year. You truly can. Some things that you cannot get throughout the year are maybe items that your grandma makes only one time a year. I know for myself, my dad makes these amazing caramels every Christmas. It's the only time he makes them. So yeah, I'm going to really enjoy those when I get the opportunity to have them, and I'm not gonna have any sort of ounce of guilt about it because I know that I'm not gonna get those for another year. So again, those are like how I shift my priorities about like the things that are absolutely worth it and the things that I'm like, not that big of a deal. I know for myself, it is a huge priority to spend time with my friends and my family, and I may not always participate in the food or the desserts because I am there to spend time with my people. I do just want to say that this mindset and this approach that I have with the holidays, why I don't have anxiety, why I don't have any stress with it, nothing like that. And that is because I have many years of practice. And I want to tell you, just like how I ran that half marathon, when you got a goal and it's scary and it's going to be difficult, I promise you that if you are determined, you will be able to have self-control and to be able to have discipline, but you have to make that choice. And it definitely does take practice, but the more times you do it and prove to yourself that you can enjoy and still be in control, you're going to learn to really trust yourself. And then it'll come to a point where when the holidays do come around, you're going to be like, easy breezy. Like, I've done this before and I can do it again, and I'm going to enjoy without the guilt, and I'm still going to flex self-control. And that way, when the holidays are over, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I totally enjoyed it. I didn't have any guilt. Like, it was magical. It was just such a beautiful time of year. And the following year, you're really going to look forward to it, and you're going to enjoy it more and more because you're going to have less and less stress. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I need to do a part 2 of this series, please let me know down in the comments below. I hope it helps you, and I will see you guys in the next video.